I thought that looked like our ship.
That's just a trick the ocean plays on your mind, kid. Makes everything look the same after a while, like you was going in circles.
Well, this isn't the kind of progress I was hoping for.
Oh, well, the wet march of the soul ain't for everybody.
Could you take us to the Pearl?
Ha! You don't believe those old stories, do you? You think somewhere in this ocean there's a gigantic pearl that shines so brightly it can be seen from passing ships?
Yes.
And that sometimes sailors so allured by its luster actually fling themselves overboard to dive for it and are never heard from again?
Yeah, and I think it's right over...
Blah! I've been walking this ocean for years. I ain't never seen it.
No, seriously, dude. The moon, well, the thing that you think is the moon, is right there.
No, really. The Pearl is right over there.
You poor sucker, that's the moon! Tell me you didn't come all this way out here to pearl dive the moon.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Watch out for sea monsters.
Who, these guys? Oh, they don't mess with old Chipito. I'm too bright for them.
Old Chipito, don't go yet.
I'm gonna let it shine.
No,
this
no,
little
no,
light of
Chipito.
mine. Hey, lay off.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Follow me.
Where are you taking me?
To the moon.
To the moon. I remember I had to do that to manhandle old Chipito.
Manny, is that...
The pearl! Whee! I knew I'd find her someday! I'm rich! 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 Rich!
Shh, something's happening.
Manny, what's going on?
I don't know, but I don't like the way that thing's looking at us.
So that's a pretty horrifying thing to happen, you know? Probably like another ship just was wrecked, and people basically died. They got eaten by this large squid, which is in no way the Kraken or Cthulhu.
I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me.
I swear to God, sometimes it's so hard to find that
I'm
commentary
not going down
spot.
there while that monster's looking right at me.
I want you to go down, Manny.
You know, Tim's really into Black Velvet.
Yeah.
And when I showed up my first day of work, there was a Black Velvet kind of canvas. I don't know what it was. It was like this kind of like you'd win it at the fair kind of thing. And it was like the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle with Mount Fuji in the background with these eagles flying out of it. Yeah. And it was just pinned to the wall above my desk on the project. And for the entire project, we really didn't talk much about it. It was just kind of there. And then when I moved on to the next project after it, I left my desk exactly the way I had found it, with the thing pinned up to the wall and the whole thing. And then Tim came and gave it to me. I still have it in my office right now. But he was like, that's the mural that binds together Full Throttle and Grim Fandango, because it's the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle.
That's amazing, and I really want to draw that now, which I probably will, because it sounds freaking awesome. Let's look at the pearl. Manny, I want you to look at the pearl, please. He doesn't want to look at the pearl. It's fine.
I'm not... So there really is a pearl. But does that mean Meche really jumped overboard here? It all just seems so fishy.
Good one, Captain.
Yeah, good pun. But I don't think Meche jumped overboard here, because she would have probably gotten eaten by this sea monster.
That octopus is tracking us. I had no idea their eyesight was so good.
Does it want to be friends?
I can't get anywhere near the sub while that monster's guarding it.
Any idea? Glottis?
Glottis, go down there and talk demon talk to that octopus.
Heck no. I'm scared. I'm staying up here with you.
Okay, Glottis is a chicken, but we can go this way. once we get out of Glottis's path. This way. Oh, and Geppetto is following me. All of them are
I'm not
following
going
me.
down there while that monster's looking right at me.
Aw, man. I really want to go to that rock, though. It's really following us. Silly little octopus. He's harmless, isn't he? Aha! What does this do?
Not quite as famous as the Pearl is the slimy, barnacle-covered old rock of legend.
I don't know, it looks like something that could grab you and take you to the depths of hell. You know, like stuff from my nightmares.
Ugh. Watch those hands, clams.
Watch those hands, clams.
I wanted to point out that this octopus that we're seeing underwater was, I think, one of the things that Eric Ingerson took on.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And it is that back in 1997, that's probably like an animator's nightmare right there, I think. Trying to animate all those tentacles and not having a really intricate rig to work and keep all the curves in the arms. I'm not quite sure if Eric animated the tentacles frame by frame and bone by bone. I think he may have actually spent more time working on a rig to get what he wanted than he did animating.
Yeah, he definitely set that character up, and he worked on that animal, and then I think he did the spiders too, weren't we saying?
I think Chris Schultz did
Oh, Chris
some
Schultz
of
did the
but
spiders.
he may have rigged it, maybe.
But Eric, he was really good at rigging and setting up the really complicated characters so that they would animate well.
I think I remember Chris Schultz having some kind of elation going on when he got the spider rig because he thought it was cool the way it worked.
You never really think how much work gets put in, like, just these animation bits. You can't really interact with the octopus right now, but so much work for these two tentacles flopping around, right? Alright, so what do we have to do with these tentacles? I kind of want to get Geppetto in there.
Ugh.
Yo, Geppetto. My man. No, I don't want you to go that way, Manny. By the way, I just noticed his eyebrows. Yeah, they're like this thing, isn't it? Where are you going, Manny? He's right there. Why are you going away? Geppetto, how do I get you to come closer?
Not quite as famous as the Pearl? I don't want to get tangled up in those. When I get that desperate for food, maybe.
Do I have something in my inventory that I can use for this? Nope. Oh, maybe I can cut them off. Always have a knife ready.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a bad idea. Oh, I can go this way. Ah, that's what I wanted to happen.
Hey, lay off!
His eyebrows got caught.
Lego! Lego!
Lego!
Lego! Hey, where are you going? You can't leave me here all alone! Come back here!
She's coming back.
Looks like we're heading south.
But there's nothing on that edge of the world! Except...
The edge. Manny?
Don't ask, carnal, cause I don't know.
And this is the part of the game I feel like is a lot more inspired by actually City of Lost Children.
Yeah, right.
Which was, that came out around that time, had a big influence on us. I think that's why we have a marching underwater diver too. Like there's a lot of scenes in City of Lost Children where there's a diver just marching on the floor of the ocean. It just seems so dramatic and just he's made the slow and steady slow and steady progress, but he was so heavy and and thick.
No flying fleas, though.
No flying fleas.
No flying fleas. Okay, Tim, baby. Okay, no fleas.
See any hint of that octopus swimming around here?
No, but I can smell him.
You can smell him. So you can breathe underwater, and you can also smell underwater. I wondered what happened to old Chapito. I hope he didn't get killed. But why was that octopus able to operate that submarine? I mean, you'd think an octopus can travel pretty fast by itself in water. It didn't exactly need a vehicle, but I think there is a reason for it. That octopus is on the dark
Glottis,
side.
I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Meche.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Stupid octopus.
Stupid octopus. Stupid kraken.
Tim had the coolest office.
He did.
It was filled with like tiki lights, and it felt like it was like Christmas land. Not Christmassy, but it gave you that same feeling
Yeah.
of decoration and hominess.
Yeah. I was going to say warmth, yeah. Hominess. There's a couch in there, which was always nice.
Yep. And I think I probably overstayed my welcome in there a few times.
Yeah.
I think we all probably
You,
did.
you never knew when you should leave because it was so much fun in there, but then it's like, oh man, he has work to do.
Yeah, it's no wonder he had to work through the night. It's
Yeah.
because
We'd bother him
his
all the time.
office was like going to Disneyland, and you just sit in there and talk on the couch and just want to be a part of this this creation.
He had some old game consoles in there, and I would go and talk classic games with him because he knew that I was an enthusiast as well. So that was fun.
I think he should have made his office more boring.
He did spend a lot of time in that office.
How's his office now?
I've seen pictures. I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's like a grown-up version of that office, maybe. He's still got all his Rubik's Cubes on his desk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot he was a master of the Rubik's Cube.
He is.
Really?
Yes. Don't challenge him.
Well, I would never.
I would never, and I would love to have tiki lights in my office. I mean, I want tiki lights and like Red Hot Chili Pepper lights in my house. And I will get them, and I'll put them everywhere. So it feels really Christmassy-ish.
Are the 3 stripes on the back of Manny's head, is that hair?
No, it's just a lazy design element to match the front of his head.
Oh, and the tops of his hands, remember? There's
Yeah,
little stripes
Just
on there,
the
too.
Day of the Dead decorations, right?
Yeah.
I never knew what it was. I just thought it was cool.
It's an Adidas homage.
Okay, I doubt it. But I really thought it was just like Day of the Dead traditional decorations with some added... They were placed quite strategically so they could mimic like the cheekbone structure and sort of give them the impression of wrinkles. And also some sort of tattoo-like features. Which were cool. Really cool.
Children's books.
Children's books, eh?
Yeah, so people, a lot of people may know this already, but for those that don't, the game is just a big pre-rendered picture. There's no 3D geometry in the game that describes the walls and the doors and the tables and all of the props that are in the game. That's just a picture, a painting that's drawn in the background. So somebody had to go in manually and kind of make what we call walk boxes, but they're in 3D space. They're like a little model that just describes in 3D space where Manny's allowed to walk. And if you turn the background off, they just look like they're floating in space. There's nothing there, and there's boxes for walking, there's boxes for shadows, there's boxes for triggers that trigger like footstep sounds and things like that. But yeah, the image you see on the screen when you're playing the game, there is no real geometry there. So getting the illusion that Manny can walk in between tables and bounce off of walls and things like that is all smoke and mirrors.
You don't say. In case you're wondering, I'm eating a little bit of a Reese's Pieces, which is my favorite candy in the world.
It's locked.
It's locked, so I can't get to the children's books. We are at the edge of the world, and Meche should be here somewhere. And I can't get the books. I got it.
It's locked.
I know it's locked. Is there anything in the trash bin?
It's empty.
The music is very... like something's gonna happen soon. Something big.
Meche,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Him, I don't need.
I'm gonna grind you to powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
Hey, so we found Meche. Manny, are you talking right now? Your jaw seems to be moving, but you're not saying anything. Manny, are you okay? Are you having a stroke? Alrighty then. Alrighty. Look at that. He's just talking to himself. He's probably swearing a lot and it's all being censored.
I always thought because they're so cute. I just had to be mean to them. Like once when my sister got her tonsils taken out, she had big puffy cheeks. I remember my aunt came to visit and she goes, "Oh, you look so cute. I just want to be mean to you." And I never really understood it until we had these little baby angels in the game. I just want to just terrorize them so you can get out your scythe and scare them and do all these horrible things.
It's the Mr. Bill sick. And it's the Mr. Hands in all of us.
You don't say, so I can terrorize him, huh? I will do just that. Oh, come on, Manny.
No.
Aw. Manny has a heart.
No drawers. Hola, Angelitos.
I'll bite you, I swear to God!
Please don't bite anyone else, Pugsy. That's why they put us in the cage in the first place.
Now, regarding these sort of children in the land of the dead, the reason why they had wings and they weren't permanent residents in the land of the dead, they were alive in the real world. The reason they have angel wings is that children are considered to have a disadvantage if they die young, and they wouldn't normally survive the 4-year journey of the soul. So they're given wings to help them fly faster to reach their final destination. Isn't that cool?
Angelitos is actually the little children in the cage comes from a term that it was a popular kind of well, it was traditional in Mexico to take pictures of your children even if they were died very young.
Yes.
Like photography of little dead children in the coffin.
Genre. Yeah,
I don't know if that happened in the States, but it was definitely in Mexico.
Mexico, yeah, I've seen those. I think you showed them to me actually.
And the word they use for children when they're young when they die is Angelitos.
Oh yeah.
It's a dark game.
It is dark.
This is pretty much the darkest part in the game, because what Domino is doing at the edge of the world is using people as slaves. Using slaves to, gather resources. He's using child slavery to build things. He's really an awful, awful man.
Why do you want to bite me?
You're the mean new boss.
Mr. Hurley said you were meaner than him.
He said you had a bone saw.
I don't think I have a bone saw yet.
You bite me and I'll sue your parents.
Our parents?
Oh, I'm sorry. They're so innocent.
Hey, don't cry, children. Please, stop crying. Why am I so bad at this?
Yeah, you're pretty bad at this.
My name is Manny Calavera. What's yours?
Mr. Hurley told us about you. You're the one who tricked Meche.
Poor Meche.
I didn't trick anyone. Don't listen to Domino, children. He put you in this cage.
I didn't trick anybody.
Mr. Hurley said he was supposed to take care of Meche, but you stole her case from him.
Is that true?
Well, to be fair, Domino wanted to steal her double N ticket, so I'm kinda not the bad guy here, children.
Let me see if I can explain this whole thing to you. You see, I had this job, selling travel packages to immigrant souls. If I sold enough of them, I got to leave the land of the dead. Now, I was in a slump, and I really needed a fat commission, so...
You're a bad man.
Go away, bad man!
Yeah, go away!
Mitch is my friend. You can ask her.
She talked about you before.
Every time she says your name, she looks so sad.
I don't know what you did to her, but you're gonna be sorry!
It's okay, me and Mitch are gonna have a nice conversation now that I found her after 3 bloody years.
What are you two doing in this cage?
Making light bulbs.
Look, we're working as hard as we can. Why don't you leave us alone?
And if you can see, it's the exact same coral that we found in Domino's office. And that's why Domino had it, because he was traveling back and forth to this place, the edge of the world.
Listen, children, I'm here to help.
There's really not much more room in here.
Your hands are too big to make light bulbs.
Poor children being used as slaves.
I'm here to help you get out of this cage.
You can't do that. We have to stay here and take care of Meche.
She'd be so sad here all alone. Sometimes we hear her crying, you know.
Oh, poor Meche. She's been through a lot, to be honest. I mean, she went to being such a virtuous woman in the real life and basically being involved with mobsters in the land of the dead.
My hands are not too big to make light bulbs.
Then why don't you help?
My butt's too big. I don't have any of the little tiny tools. I'm in the Maritime Union. We can't do factory work. My butt's too big.
My butt's too big to sit on one of those little perches.
I'm gonna tell Meche you said that word to us.
I told you he was bad.
Oh, come on, I didn't say ass.
I just don't have any of those little tiny tools, that's all.
Here, take my hammer.
Thanks, kids. Ugh, you're two bad little children. I'm glad you're in a cage. You know, I really do want to help you little beautiful children.
You know, I really do want to help.
Then why don't you?
I'm in the Maritime Union.
I'm in the Maritime Union. We can't do factory work.
I don't know what those words mean.
It means he doesn't want to help us because he's mean.
On second thought, maybe I don't.
We don't want to either, but we don't have a choice.
Oh, poor kids. But they're still kind of pricks. Nice cage you have here. I'm the one who's going to take Meche out of here.
I'm the one who's gonna take Meche out of here.
What?
You can't do that.
Who's gonna take care of us? We'll be all alone.
Don't start crying. Oh, no. Oh, back to work.
So mean.
Yeah, whatever, kid. Now give me that tiny hammer. It's very important. Not really. Or is it important? I don't remember. This is one of the parts of the games you're getting towards the end of the game, and you don't exactly remember everything you have to do. But I'm getting there. You better put the tiny hammer in your coat, Manny. It is such a tiny hammer, though.
This is the tiniest little hammer I've ever seen.
Yeah. Now I really want to go talk a bit more to Meche. Because, you know, we gotta catch up a bit. I haven't seen her in a few years. Hey, Meche.
Oh, look, it's my Prince Charming. Are you back here just to insult me some more, or do you just want some ice for your head?
I think she has, a bad impression of myself. And I do not know why that is, because I'm, like, the hero.
See, I like that you still are not quite sure about Meche.
That happens a lot in those noir movies.
Totally. It's like just like
the woman is like, wait, is she in leagues with the bad guy, or is she being controlled and being blackmailed by the bad guy?
Yes, a testament to the fact that they're written by men.
Nervous laughter.
Nervous laughter. This game was completely written by men. Men or pigs, totally. So let's move on.
Come on, we're getting out of here.
Trying to steal my commission from Domino again. Manny, don't you ever give up?
So now she's working for Domino. I'm getting the impression that she thinks Domino is a better guy than us.
I'm not after any commission. I just want to get us both out of here.
Then why don't you just ask your boss for the day off?
I can't believe you think he's my boss.
Can't believe you think he's my boss. He's my arch enemy.
I think he's your boss. You think he's my boyfriend. We don't seem to have a good foundation of trust in our relationship, do we?
Well, why don't we straighten things out, Meche?
I'm sorry I implied he was your boyfriend. I do trust you.
Well, I'm not sure I trust you about that. But I'll tell you one thing that would convince me.
Name it.
Give me your gun.
I don't have a gun.
What? What makes you think I have a gun?
You work for the most heavily armed organization in the land of the dead. Don't try to tell me they didn't issue you a gun.
I don't work for the most heavily armed organization anywhere.
You know, you're right. There are those rumors of that revolutionary army that's been stockpiling weapons.
Actually, them, I work for.
Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
Oh my god, if only I had Salvador's letter to prove that I'm part of the revolutionary army. Meche.
Hey, about that gun.
Ready to hand over your heater?
I would if I had one.
Right.
I think we need to talk.
Start talking. You're the salesman.
They didn't issue me I have a lot of explaining. You have a lot of explaining.
I have a lot of explaining to do.
Save your breath. Domino's explained it all to me already.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Me? About what?
Why did you take me out with that champagne bottle? Well, she already kind of told us that, but...
Why did you take me out with that champagne bottle?
I told you to stop you from falling into Domino's trap. If you had made it on that ship, then you would have ended up...
Here?
Yes.
Well, I made it. But then you thought that I wasn't working for Domino if you tried to prevent me from entering his trap. But now you think I do work for him. What?
Why are you working for Domino?
I do what he asks only to protect the children.
Why are those children locked up in a cage?
With the wings those Angelitos have, they're the only things on this island Domino can't control.
Yeah, because they could fly away.
Hey, if they can fly, let's set the kids free to go get help.
They can't fly that far, Manny. But they can fly circles around Domino, and they can bite pretty hard.
So why did you run out of my office?
I felt so embarrassed, and you looked so disappointed in me. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Then what were you doing that whole year I was in Rubacava?
I was lost.
What did you...
I don't want to talk about that year, please.
You should have never left, Meche. It would have been so much easier.
Has Domino hurt you in any way?
Not as much as I've hurt him. Boy, can that guy take a punch.
Okay, I'll lay off the questions.
Great. Now if we could get you to just lay off the cologne.
Hey, I'm a sailor now. We have to wear this stuff.
Yeah. By the way, they didn't issue me a gun.
They didn't issue me a gun.
What, are you on probation? I'm not buying this, Manuel. Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
So she pretty much is not gonna believe us regardless of what we say. But we can do something here. Take a nice smoke. Create a distraction. Damn it. She saw through it. I'm gonna manage this.
Ow! Oh, my stockings! They're ruined! And this was my best pair! You try to have one nice thing on this cruel island.
I love the pulling the stocking down and the of the leg bone being sexy.
Our
That's
one
awesome.
cover image.
Yeah.
It was on a magazine, PC Games magazine.
Oh yeah,
That
I
image.
remember that. Yeah.
But what is that from? This is definitely a reference to Popeye.
And also, Go Ahead and Scratch, right?
Let's go ahead and scratch.
And when Humphrey Bogart in Maltese Falcon, not Big Sleep, Humphrey Bogart is meeting. Lauren Bacall comes into his office and she sits on his desk and she crosses her legs and she's scratching her knee, and the camera is showing you this from an interesting angle, right? And then she sees that he's looking at her scratching her knee, and she covers her knee with her dress. He says, "Go ahead and scratch," right?
Scratch. I was thinking more of Popeye. Olive Oil falls into cement, and she steps out of cement, and everyone's whistling at her because she has shapely legs. And the cement falls away, and she has olive oil legs.
Oh, I forgot that.
That's what I always think of when I think of the scene.
There it is.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, like when she took down her stockings, the leg bone was significantly thinner than what her leg is right now, so I don't know what kind of magic is keeping that all nice and puffy. But she threw away something, and we're gonna get it like the creepster that we are.
Good enough for me.
What is?
Nothing.
The speed at which you're working.
That's nice, Manny, but you're not my boss, so really I couldn't care less.
Good. Excellent. Carry on.
Good job, honey. Bunny.
Sir, do you have an appointment?
I'm going in there to tell Domino my demands.
I don't think you fully understand the chain of command around here. Pugsy and BB work for you. You and I work for Domino, who works for Hector Le Mans, crime boss of El Maro.
Well, I think it's time for a little corporate restructuring.
Look at that smug bastard listening to music while having all sorts of people as slaves.
Domino.
Domino! Domino!
Taking your first coffee break already, Calavera?
We got a score to settle, Issy.
You know, if I ever spoke to my boss Hector that way.
I was going to say about the music where he reveals the whole big conspiracy theory. That was a jam between the cello player and the contrabass clarinet player.
Oh yeah.
Basically, the idea was that since it's a whole complicated conspiracy, that they would just jam and jam forever on the same theme, kind of weaving it out.
You killed my best friend.
The demon? Manny, you can use a demon as a driver. Let him carry your messages, let him serve you food. But you can't ever start thinking of them as friends. It's just not natural.
What's unnatural about it? They're spirits of this land as much as we are spirits of the other land, and we can always become friends and have inter-land relations.
What are you doing out here on the edge of the world?
Oh, I know. I ask myself that every day. But I'm going to train you, Manny, to take my place here running this 2-bit light bulb factory.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, so that's a big no.
How can you keep little children in a cage?
Trust me, it's easier than keeping big kids in a cage.
Why don't you just sprout me like you tried at Puerto Zapato?
That wasn't me. That was Hector. He's so unimaginative. Just wants to tie up the loose ends, you know? But I believe, however, that you can be rehabilitated through honest work.
What makes you think I'm gonna work for you?
Well, there's not much to do on this island if you don't work, take it from me. And think about it. Once I'm gone, it will be just you and Meche alone on this deserted island.
Well, as appealing as that sounds.
Don't tell me that prospect doesn't appeal to you.
A little bit, but I don't want to be the king and queen of Slave Island.
I don't plan to be on this island for very long.
Manny, I have all the guns. I have all the transportation, and I have all the brains. What are you gonna do?
You and Hector set up a secret hideout to make light bulbs?
You and Hector set up a secret hideout to make light bulbs?
Oh no, that's just a side benefit. The real purpose is to have a place we can lock up all those old clients of mine. Can't have good people wandering loose in the land of the dead, telling everybody how we stole their double-in tickets, now can we?
Oh my god, that's what they did to them! I never realized that they actually kidnapped the people that they were stealing from. Even after all these years, this game still surprises me.
You stole all these people's tickets?
Okay, how much of this haven't you figured out, Calavera? Kapal would route all the good clients to me after he switched over their tickets to a secret holding fund. I'd cover up the paper trail, and we'd make sure that the pigeon jumped overboard at the Pearl.
I knew it. You were getting all the good clients.
I handled them all, except for Mercedes, who you hijacked from me in that ridiculous hot rod, which I saw, by the way, last time I was in Rubikava. I tell you, Manny, hot rods like that just don't look safe to me.
Now remember that, because we're gonna see our hot rod in the near future.
So it wasn't my fault Meche didn't get a ticket. You stole it.
Well, it's your fault she ended up in the forest instead of coming here right away, but I fixed that.
I'm taking Meche out of this dungeon.
Manny, before I found her, she spent a year out there in the petrified forest alone because of you. By comparison, I'd say I'm keeping her pretty comfortable here in my dungeon. Wouldn't you say?
If only she hadn't left. She didn't have to spend a year in that forest. Jesus.
One ticket for you, one for Hector. How many more do you need?
Oh, Manny. We never touch the product ourselves. We sell a ticket to unfortunate souls, unable to lead moral lives because of the crippling amount of cash they were born into.
So it's the rich people that don't get double-end tickets?
But you could just take the tickets and leave today.
We found a way to make the land of the dead livable. Why would we want to leave?
I believe that there are like multiple people that don't really want to leave, don't see really a point to the 9th underworld.
Nice island you got here.
Yeah, the previous owners didn't know what they had here. Let us pick it up for a song. They scooped out all the coral they could reach with their crane and then abandoned the plant. But we knew we had what it would take to go the extra distance to the big reef.
Are you about to lecture me about the winning attitude again?
No! Slave labor, Manny. That's the real ticket to success.
Well, I gotta get back to trying to escape.
Hey, you do that, kid. Knock yourself out.
Hey, it's no problem. I'm really gonna do that, by the way.
You can't hear what he's listening. What is Domino listening to on his headphones in your mind?
Oh, it's not just what is there. We
can actually
actually
hear
have
like
him
a little-
listening. He's listening to his own theme, and it's done as a headphone. We didn't mixed it so it would sound like headphones. It's very quiet, but he's listening to his own music.
So Domino's listening to his own theme music. That's incredibly appropriate. I want to catch Domino, though, and I'm gonna try and kill him. I'm really gonna try and kill him. Oh.
Please put that. Okay, you can take out the tiny hammer if you want.
I remember this being like a little Easter egg, because I think... Do you get a gun at some point? I think you get some sort of weapon at some point, and he pulls out the gun and tells me to put it away. But when I show him the little hammer, he's like, oh, yeah, okay, you can take out the little hammer.
No, I don't think I could take his laughter a second time.
Yeah. But it was fun, though. Now, there are multiple Easter eggs in this game. I might have missed a few, but I remember this being an Easter egg, and I wanted to show you for a long time, but I always forgot. I exploded Manny.
Ouch.
Ouch. And you get that by just typing blam. Fun things. Fun things in this game. So we have to get a gun. Where do we get a gun from? I need a gun. Actually, I think we're pretty much done with this area. Might as well see if we can find Glottis, because of course he didn't die. He's one of the main characters and one of the most beloved characters ever. Of course they wouldn't kill him off that easily. Yo, Glottis, my friend. Where are you? Is it this way? It is not this way.
This is where people nowadays would be like, Tim, the ideas you have here about this conveyor belt where you can switch directions and rip a chain with a scoop, it's really complicated, and we could eliminate a lot of work if we just cut this one puzzle. But this is like, no, we went all the way and we fully implemented exactly what I hoped would happen. The conveyor belt would reverse direction, chain would go up and down, Manny would climb down and against the force of water, bunch up the chain. This is all so complicated. Oh, and you create a little loop. I was like, this all makes sense in my mind, so the player will be able to figure this out. Like the way that you looped it over that boat. I don't even know if that would work. That's like when you whip a hose to like get it uncaught when you're watering the plants in the backyard and it gets, your hose gets caught.
Right, yeah. Do a little whiplash effect, yeah.
I think that's one of the little future puzzles that we'll have to do, and that it was another one of those puzzles that I really didn't get as a kid, and I had to seek help for it, because in Tim's brilliant genius mind it made sense, but for us it really didn't.
I'll show him.
Are you okay, Chipito? I'm glad that you're alive, though.
One of the things with Manny's head and the look at stuff was it really meant that you couldn't put a lot of inventory items very close to each other, or it limited the number of things in a room, because even though you could toggle.
Reciprocating chisel. This scene is kind of actually right out of the Fountainhead. This really, I think it's Gary. Is it Gary Cooper or someone like that? He's doing this super manly, like drilling into this wall, and the
freaking
reciprocating chisel. This scene is kind of actually right out of the Fountainhead. This really
stupid chisel.
I don't know how.
Freaking.
Chipito!
Huh? Who? Oh, you is it? Why, I oughta look at my eyebrows.
Well, you really weren't standing in a very safe place.
Well, neither are you right now, amigo.
I'm sorry about what happened in the past, but this is basically, these are all people that Domino and Hector swindled out of their rightful place with the double N train thing. And they're working as slaves now. Isn't it horrible?
Relax, we're busting out of here soon.
We are done traveling together. I work solo, my friend, and I walk alone.
Oh, come on. That's a nice drill, by the way. I'm kind of getting a flashback with the metal detector.
Nice drill.
Drill? This here is a cordless, high-speed reciprocating chisel. And look, it's a bust-all. They usually don't give these to the new guys.
How'd you get a bust-all?
I'm connected, plugged in, and I had some booty to trade. Trade's the name of the game out here in the Big Reef.
I want to trade something.
Well, you came to the right place, Sonny. What you be needing?
A hug.
A hug?
Nope. That's the one thing I ain't got for you.
Come on, show a little feeling, Chipito.
A drink.
Ha! We're swimming in the biggest drink there is. Drinks aren't a hot commodity down here. Sorry.
A towel.
Hey, you funny guy, chalkhead.
I guess that was a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, with needing a towel.
A boat.
There you go again with the boats. You know I don't like them. Why do you have to needle me?
Okay, I'm sorry.
A gun.
Ooh, that's gonna cost some. What do you got on you?
My scythe, my turtleneck. I think it's some sort of blue-green algae.
My turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Acrylic?
No, it's all natural.
Oh, too bad. Natural fibers are so uncomfortable underwater.
I know.
When you got something worth trading, come see old Chipito. He'll do you right.
I think I do have something for you, old Chipito, that you might be interested in, and which is kind of disturbing that you're interested in, but again, I really don't judge.
Hey, Chippy, check out the hosiery.
Say, these are real silk. Where'd you find them?
I've been wearing them the whole time.
You too? Well then, here's your new best friend.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun. Is it loaded?
No. Hey, bullets are hard to get, huh? Ooh.
I was kind of aiming for the drill.
Booty? Where'd you get booty?
It's all over the ocean floor. Jewelry, precious coins. You people and your fancy boats never know about it, 'cause you just never stop and look.
Well, I guess you had a lot of time to stop and look while you were going in circles, my friend.
Give me some booty and I'll buy our way out of here.
I traded it all for this beauty.
You traded jewelry and precious coins for a power tool?
It's a bus doll.
Okay, so it's a very good drill, man. You gave a lot of booty for it.
That tool looks a little overpowered for you.
Overpowered? Nothing overpowers Geppetto.
If you say so.
Well, I got a long day of reef wrecking ahead of me, so...
Please, bust away.
Oh, Geppetto, come on, you're kind of an old guy. Don't you think you should be taking it easier at your age?
Yo, Pedo! Have you ever seen an authentic little chipper?
A little chipper? No, I haven't. But I'd sure love to give it a test drive. Say, little chipper, you're okay.
Yep. now that'll really not speed things up. He seems so happy. Poor guy. But I can do something. Well, now I have a gun. I think I can give it to Meche, maybe. And I want to use the bus doll on somewhere very, very particular. And it's very mean. And I love it. Hey, Angelitos. Oh dear, I'm gonna be so evil with you guys. Check this out.
Hey, kiddles. Check out my bone saw.
Well, that was incredibly evil of me, and kind of totally worth it. But hey, I want to showcase all the features of the game, okay? And you can definitely scare some children with a bone saw, basically. Here, Meche, I brought you your gun. Are you gonna take it unloaded, though? I don't think so.
Here. What good's a relationship without trust?
True, a relationship without trust is about as empty as a gun without bullets. Guess you didn't realize the smart girl always keeps an extra round in her hat for mad days. Come on, let's go.
Meche, you don't know what you...
I know exactly what I'm doing. Now move!
Would you just listen to my escape plan first?
Trouble in paradise, kids?
You're letting us go right now, or your boy Friday here gets it.
Well, I hate to see you go, Manny, but the lady seems to have made up her mind.
I'm serious. I'll shoot him.
Fine. It really doesn't work for me anyway.
But I thought I'll shoot you then.
No, you won't. You're too good, remember?
I'm not good anymore. You've taken that out of me, keeping me a prisoner here. I'm gonna crack you open like a fake wing gauze. I'm gonna...
Kid's all right. She's a firecracker, but a night in the cooler usually dampens her